basically we circled the globe twice, like in one tour. Like
Unbelievable.
I'm not kidding. I was like I had a ticket. Well, back then, you still had tickets, right? The actual
paper tickets.
My ticket book was like that thick. And when the tour manager handed it to me, she said, "Do not lose this," because you flip through it and it said LA to New York to London,
Right.
London to Paris, and then Paris to Germany, and then you're in Germany for like 2 weeks.
You lose that ticket stack, you're
screwed.
That's like losing money.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember, going through it, and then it said Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and then it said Japan to LA, and that was coming home. That was like home. And then when we got home, she handed me at the airport another stack of tickets, just like that. Before your baggage claim, right?
Right.
And she handed me that one, and that one was in reverse, like back to Japan and circling, coming all the way back home. It was
good work if you can get it, man. Wow,
dude, it was insane. And then they were just promoting the first album. It was fun, man. It was that I think was my true first experience of being outside of the States and experiencing the world, everything, and that was amazing, man. That just opened your mind up. I tell my kids, especially my daughter, is like some of the best education you can get is by traveling. And as you and your whole family know, it's like you meet, you experience cultures, you respect the cultures, you have incredible food, unbelievable food, and you meet wonderful people while you're doing it.
I totally agree with you. And by traveling, I think that we gain a better understanding of each other through interacting with each other and engaging in different cultures so that we aren't freaked out by things and afraid of things, and whether we look different or whether the traditions are different. Yeah. If you are open to that will set you up and set the world up for such a peaceful journey. I mean, for me, traveling has just been incredible. I mean, I
agree.
We are so lucky that we've done that. And maybe that's what insulates the music community. I feel is a little insulated from what's going on in the world, just because we speak the same language. We love on each other. We respect all the music, and it's just been an amazing gift to travel and experience those things.
I agree. And one of the most, when I decided, like, to myself, as what you did and Ricky and your whole family did, when you decide, that's it, I want to be a musician, this is what I want to do. You also told yourself, I want to travel and experience music from other cultures. I want to hear what radio sounds like in, Switzerland or in, Istanbul, or and that was always my thing. The first thing I want to do is turn on that radio in the room and change the channels and hear what's going on music wise. Like, what do they listen to? What are you hearing? Like the very first time I went to South Africa. Oh man, I was just blown away with all the music. I was in heaven, and I remember, and that's when I went with Dakota Moon. We went to Joburg and the other city by the water, further South Africa. It was just so powerful, and it was all about the culture. Like anywhere in Latin America you go to, you're going to hear their music on the radio. It wasn't happening in the States back then. Now you can get it. Now you can get it through Spotify and iTunes, or you can order the music. But back then, you had to be there in order to hear what's going on. And that, when I told myself this is what I want to do, and then I told myself, and you speak to it internally, you don't say it out loud. I said I want to travel internationally. I want to get out. I want to play music somewhere else. A week later, I got called to do the Dakota Moon gig, which took me out of the country. And that was the first time I left. I went to Germany. And I was, I was nervous. I was in my early 20s, I was like,
it is nerve-wracking.
Yeah. And I had to go by myself. I had to fly by myself, take a taxi to the hotel by myself, check in, because the guys weren't there. The guys were in a different city and they were coming in the next day. They were like, we're going to meet there in Hamburg. First time going to Hamburg. Oh, and let me tell you something about culture. So I'm in Hamburg and, time change. I couldn't sleep. So I went to the front desk and I said, must have been like 1, 2 in the morning, maybe 1. And I said, is this a safe city to walk around at this hour? And the front desk girl, she starts laughing. She goes, of course, you're in Hamburg. It's beautiful. And she goes, go look at the city. And it was warm. It was a warm night. So, dude, I just started walking around. So I come to an intersection crossing the street. And I was telling my daughter this story recently. I was, just got to the intersection. There was a guy, holding his bike, like a bicycle pedal bike, waiting for the light to change. And then I looked at him. I said, do you speak English? And he's nodded. And he goes, yes. And he goes, very little, very little. And I said, oh, I said, I'm getting hungry. Is there, food, anything open, food? And he goes, oh, and he goes, follow me. So walking and we started talking, right? And I find out he was from somewhere in India. I forgot where.
Wow.
He was there. He was like, dude, he was much younger than me. He was there to go to school and was working 3 jobs to send money back home, to get working 3 jobs, going to school in the morning. And he goes, and then it was like 1, 2 in the morning. He had to be up at 5 to go work and then take his classes and then go to his other job. And he goes, like, same routine. So I was like, wow, how cool. And he goes, what do you do? Musician from Los Angeles. Oh, I love music. And so we're walking. Dude, we were walking for like 20 minutes. I'm like, where's this guy taking me, man? We're passing up joints. And he goes, no, follow better place. Okay. I'm trusting him. We walk. So he stops and he goes, here. He goes, very good food. And it was a McDonald's. He's pointing me to. And I started laughing. I said, all right. I said, come on in. Dinner's on me. I said, I'll buy you dinner. And he goes, oh, okay. So we went in and we talked some more. And we did write each other's addresses down, but we never stayed in contact. But it was just like, it was just a great experience of a culture in another culture and find out what people are doing for their families.
Right.
That was a big shock to me. I mean, it was a big culture shock, a big like coming from here, from LA, where that I if I didn't want to work at that age, I could live with my parents and I'd be fine.
Right.